Good evening everyone, and welcome back into my kitchen for the very last time this week. This evening, I've probably said this to you before, we're cheating tonight, and for our evening meal we're going to have a pre-bought mince round. I've got potatoes on the boil and we're actually going to have frozen peas, which obviously I will boil up, probably using the same water from the potatoes to save more water. So I had to think quickly what I was going to do for you tonight, and as we have finished the banana loaf that we made the other week, and we've also all but 2 biscuits finished the Millie's cookies, I decided to make a favourite of my other halves, which is a fruit loaf. All the measurements, guys, I will put up on the group chat. In the bowl here I have got 225 grams of self-raising flour, and because I had to add a little plain flour just to make it up, I've put a half a teaspoon of baking powder in there as well. The baking powder, you would up the amount if you were using all plain flour, but the recipe is better to use with self-raising. I also have in this bowl here, I have my butter, which is 110 grams of softened butter. I then have brown sugar, 4 tablespoons of milk, a couple of eggs which I have beaten up, and my fruit, 225 grams of fruit, and I believe the sugar was about 100 to 110 grams of sugar, but again all the measurements will be on the group chat. And basically this recipe is so easy. There are so many different recipes out there that you could choose. Some are on the pot, on the stove, where you would just put it all in one pot and heat it up. But this one is literally just putting everything into your bowl. You can use an electric mixer, but as some of you that watched me the other night will know, it's quite noisy and it can actually be done by hand. And in case some people don't have a mixer, or perhaps it has broken down, I thought I would just do it this way to show you that you don't actually need to have a mixer to do it. And as long as your butter is soft, you should be able to just mix the whole lot through. Now it's going to become quite stiff and a bit sticky, but just keep working at it because this is the texture that you're looking for. And I will show you in a minute. As I say, it's hard work. If you press too hard down on your wooden spoon, you might find you could break it. So I would be very careful doing this if you can. But as you can see, the mixture is starting now to come together. I'm just going to go right down to the bottom and make sure that every little bit of flour has been incorporated into the mix. And there we are, all mixed in. I'm just going to scrape that off, and then I'll bring the bowl to you to let you see what the mixture looks like. If I can just show you that, guys. Quite a stiff mix. Alright, and all I'm going to do now is very carefully pour it in. Now I've actually used one of my baking liners, which I've had before, and it's really good to use these because it means then you can just take the whole liner out, allow it to cool slightly, and then peel it off rather than wondering if it's going to stick. And with the spatula I'm just going to carefully tease it out. Get another spoon. Now this you don't want to hurry. Fortunately this isn't actually too runny, because if it was and you were trying to do this in a hurry, and it could end up going down the sides, which is not what you're wanting to do. So just a few spoonfuls at a time. And if we get most of it in, then we can smooth it down, because what you want to do, I'll use this spoon I think, get right into the corners so that when your cake comes out it's an oblong. and not with bits missing from the corner. Now, as always, I will take a photograph of the cake when it comes out the oven. We don't have the facility at the moment on our camera to do the time lapse, which we'll perhaps look into over the weekend. We're still getting used to this new technology of video taking, so just bear with us. You'll hear the dogs in the background. They've not long had their dinner and now it's playtime. They're making the best use of being outside in this beautiful weather we've been having. And there we have it. I'm just going to dump this down just to make sure got it nice and even and got rid of any little air pockets. And this will go into my oven. Now my oven, as you all guys by this time already know, is set at 170, so I will probably have to keep this in a good bit longer, but the other recipes are sort of between 30 and 45 minutes. I probably will have to keep this in for at least an hour and just keep checking it. And obviously when it comes out the oven, the best way to check that you've cooked it properly is to stick a knife right down the middle, pull it out, and if the knife comes out clean, in other words if there's no sticky residue on the knife, then you know it's cooked. And there you have it. A lovely fruit loaf, I hope. So I will take a photograph of this later on, guys, and look forward to seeing you on Monday. Have a fabulous weekend. Stay safe. Bye.